guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be all about my first doctor's appointment that I had that like revolves all around this pregnancy. So that happened probably about a week to a week and a half ago is when I went to that appointment. I'm like, the way I film is I'll film and then I'll have like a week to edit that video so that I can go up on a Friday, because I also have another job. So I kind of like work in my editing around that job. So it's been quite a while since I last had an appointment, and my next appointment isn't going to be until the beginning of January. So we've got quite a while. We can get through Christmas. I was kind of hoping that I could go back before Christmas just to get to experience all of that again right before Christmas. But unfortunately, I'm gonna have to wait until after the new year, which really isn't that bad because then I can bring in the new year with something special. So to start it off, my doctor that I went to, first of all, I have gone there before in like previous years for like birth control and things like of that nature. So it wasn't my first time going there, but it was going to be my first time with this specific doctor that I was seeing. And so me and Garrett both go. He took off work to go with me. So we go in, we're sitting down in the waiting room, and I have to fill out paperwork per usual, per, you know, a doctor's visit. So after I finish filling out the paperwork, I take it back up to the check-in desk like you normally would. And as I'm about to walk away, the like receptionist says to another one of the receptionists, "Oh, this is Taylor right here. Would you like to tell her now?" And I'm like, "Tell me what? Like, what could you tell me?" First of all, I'm anxious, like, as I don't even know what, because I've never been pregnant before. This is my first visit ever. I don't even know what to expect. And then they hit me with, "Should we tell her now?" So long story short, the doctor that I was supposed to be seeing was actually called into an emergency C-section that morning. So she couldn't see me. I had to see a completely different doctor, which I wasn't really mad about because I hadn't even seen her before anyway. So it's not like I was used to the way that she did things since it was my first appointment. So long story short, I ended up seeing a doctor that was not originally supposed to be my doctor, but everything worked out fine. I still got to have an ultrasound, got to hear the heartbeat and all of that good stuff, which I'm going to get into here shortly. But I just wanted to preface how anxious I was for starters, and then I go in and they say that, and then I'm even more anxious. So it was a crazy morning. But finally, they pull me back there. You know, they ask you all the questions that they normally ask you, just like the lowdown of things like, are you allergic to anything? Is this your first pregnancy? So on and so forth. So then after that, they take me back to the room where they're going to do the ultrasound. So for me, I had a vaginal ultrasound. I wasn't really expecting that. I was expecting an abdominal ultrasound, but I have heard things that for being as like early as I was, which I was 8 weeks when I went in, vaginal ultrasounds actually like work better. They pick up the heartbeat better for that scenario, being so like early on in your pregnancy. So that's what we did. I got a vaginal ultrasound. I have some pictures that I can throw up on the screen here. I don't have like the actual physical copies. They like electronically sent them to my phone, which what I really thought was weird, because I've always like seen videos of people having the actual hard copies or things like that. So that was new for me, but it's really cool because I get to have them in my phone, and I always have my phone with me. So whenever I feel like looking at them, I can just break out my phone and go to my photos and see them, which I think is really cool. So getting into the heartbeat and all of that good stuff. We went in, they did like the pap smear stuff like they normally do, you know, just to check for everything, make sure everything was good, which I got my results back and everything was good. So that's good to know. But after they did that, they went ahead and started the ultrasound. So basically, I mean, if you've had an ultrasound before or like a surgery like I've had, which I touched on in my last video, you should know like how an ultrasound works and stuff like that. So, the doctor had like his monitor, and then in front of the chair that you sit on was like this big TV screen that I could see what he could see on his monitor, which I thought was pretty nice and that was cool. So he starts the ultrasound and immediately, like no issues, sees the baby like right there. You can clearly see the yolk sac with it, which I thought was really cool. And it like kind of helped ease my anxiety of like worrying about if it was going to be able to be noticeable or like so on and so forth. Now, clearly they ask you like, when was your last missed period and stuff like that. So I tell them all of those dates, and apparently according to my dates and what I was like, what the baby was measuring on the ultrasound, I'm actually a week less than what I would be like with my period date. So when I went in, I was only 7 weeks and I believe 3 days, but I thought that I was 8 weeks and 3 days. So the baby is either measuring small or my dates were just wrong. Not too sure about that. He didn't really say much. He didn't seem like he was too concerned as far as that goes. So that kind of helped ease me as well. I didn't want to kind of stress about something like being wrong or anything of that nature. But hopefully when we go back, either things will be measuring correctly or I don't know, there'll be an explanation for something, which I'm sure there will be, but we'll have to wait and see for that. But once he got the baby on the screen, he kind of moved the like ultrasound thing around and made sure that there was only one. So we are not having twins. We are only having one baby. Which, I mean, I would have been happy with twins, but I think it would have been a lot for being my first child. And I don't know, I just think it would have been very overwhelming, but I am grateful for this baby. And, so then finally, after he did that, he went ahead and let us listen to the heartbeat, which he found the heartbeat immediately. Like there was no issue trying to find that. So that once again, really like eased me and made me super excited and happy to hear that. The heart was beating at 170 beats per minute. And I know I have heard a lot of different theories of faster heartbeats are for girls and the slower heartbeats under 140 are for boys. But I'm not too sure if that's true because I know some people that have had boys and both of their heartbeats were over 140 multiple times when they had ultrasounds and got to hear the heartbeat. So I think that's just a old like wives' tale, but I mean, who am I to know? But yeah, I should be going back for my next appointment around my 12-week mark. So I think it's like January 12th or something along those lines, but it is in the beginning of January. So I'm looking forward to that. Today is December 11th. So I've got about a month until I go back. As far as like symptoms and stuff go, I mean, honestly, like my boobs are pretty sore, not just like in general, like as like normal, like I don't like notice it just like normally functioning throughout the day, but like laying down in bed, if I try to lay on my stomach, I can like, it hits me then like, oh, they're sore. Like, let me not do that. As far as morning sickness goes, I've definitely been hit with that quite a few times. Typically in the mornings, I found for me that if I eat some crackers and drink cold water, I'm normally fine. It'll help me curb the rest of like my nausea for the rest of the day. But I also have to eat light snacks throughout the day as well. So instead of eating like a big breakfast and a big lunch, I kind of just snack throughout the day because it helps to keep something in my stomach and helps me from feeling like I have to constantly be in front of a toilet because I'm gonna puke. Some mornings I do have to just go ahead and puke and kind of like clear my system, even though I wake up with an empty stomach anyway. It just kind of makes me feel better. And then once I get past that point, if I eat some crackers, and I'm normally good. Also, the heat in the house cannot be too hot or else I feel like, I don't know, I just feel super claustrophobic and like I am gonna puke basically. So we try not to keep that too hot. That's pretty much it for as far as my symptoms go though, really. I mean, I wouldn't say no, that's not true. One other symptom is that when we eat like big meals, so basically the biggest meal that we eat, me and Garrett together, is dinner. So that's one of the things that like I can actually sit down and eat as a meal and then not feel like I'm gonna constantly puke after I'm like done eating. So after I eat a big meal like that, I do feel very bloated. So that is another thing that definitely makes me know like, hey, you are pregnant, because I eat and I constantly feel bloated. But I know it's all gonna be worth it in the end when we get to hold our baby in our arms. So I'm not complaining, definitely would not complain. My morning sickness could be a million times worse and I would still be happy, because I know that at the end of the day, it's all gonna be worth it. But I just wanted to sit down with you guys and kind of update you on how my first doctor's appointment went, because I wasn't really too sure on what to expect or like what was even gonna happen there. So I don't know, maybe if there's any other first time moms out there and you're watching this video, can help you get some insight on what you're gonna go through and what your doctor might do for you and how long you'll have to wait to get your first appointment, because I had questions about that as well. So hopefully this video can help some of you guys if this is your first pregnancy or your first doctor's appointment. I will be continuing to post these update videos every time that I do have an appointment, just to kind of like have a record for me to go back and see like if I have another baby in the future, like how things changed with my appointments and things like that. But also to keep you guys updated as well, since I do want to document like my whole pregnancy journey on here. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for today's video. I do think that I want to start posting on Fridays and Mondays, so 2 videos a week instead of just 1, but don't hold me on that just yet. I'm still trying to like get my plan in line. But yeah, so that's going to be it for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed, and hopefully some of you out there will be able to get some kind of insight or help from this video. But I think that's going to be it for today's video. So I will catch you guys on Monday, probably, hopefully. If not, I'll see you on Friday. So thank you guys for watching.